Hello, I'm BOODFM and welcome to another episode of The Road to Anywhere. It's episode 5, season 5. And seeing as I only do one episode a week, I can't believe I'm on episode 5 already. I know it's a different format, but it's going down really well and a lot of you are coming back for this. It's probably, well, it is more popular than my other series with Denton Villa. Go and check that out though. I genuinely love making my Denton Villa series. I think it's a series that's just getting better. So if you've gone out of it, come back into it because I plan on having bigger breaks between episodes to give people a chance to catch up. So honestly, go back to it if you've gone away from it because I love it. And I don't want to stop making it. But enough of Denton Villa. It's all about The Road to Anywhere. Now this is a Journeyman series, but I've spent the last 3 years, I'm going into my 3rd year in this episode, with Salernitana. So I am aware that it's supposed to be a Journeyman. So I'll be honest with you, I'm not 100% sure, no matter what happens at the end of this season, if I'm going to stay. I think I might do a Jose Mourinho. He normally does 3 seasons at a club. So whatever happens, I think I'm going to actively look for another job at the end of this episode. But this year's still got something special about it. It's a year I want to do something different. It's something I like to do in personal saves a lot of the time. And that is a full squad rebuild. I had to do it anyway. But I like to do full squad rebuilds with young players. If I leave this club at the end of the season, I want to leave it in a great place with a great squad that's going to get older and better. I want to leave it in a good place financially, hopefully. And I want to leave a good legacy. A legacy I'm proud of. So we've got loads to talk about. I've got loads to show you. While you're here, make sure you smash the like button. Help support the series and my channel. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. Go and check out all my other videos. Denton Villa included. But let's get started with Salernitana in season 5. So welcome. We're going to start here at the 31st of July 2022. Now you'll know, hopefully by now, if you're watching episode 5, you've watched the rest of them and you know the story so far. I don't have to recap it. So we're going into a new season now. Last year, you'll know from the last episode, my squad, I think out of my top 10 players for average rating at the end of the season, I think 8 of them were loans. And the plan was, I said, a lot of them are going to go. Obviously, but a lot of the players were either okay or they were okay. But we had some players who were still in a decent age, late 20s, who were worth 5 to 6 or 7 million pounds. And I finished the season with about 30 to 40 million in the bank. We sold a couple of players, we bumped that up. And if you've seen any of my older stuff, you'll know sometimes you can stretch that money. If you've got 40 million and you're willing to take a risk on your own ability, you can turn 40 million into 80 to 100 million by using future fees. So I've spent over 100 million and we put the club in a bit of future debt. But in Serie A, I found out last year you can make a lot of money. So we've put together a squad of good young players with a couple of loans. I've also cleaned out the youth team. We've got no under 18s. I've picked the best of the best and we've got a side for the under 20s as well. So the squad's more streamlined. I'm super excited. I was super excited for this season. I think we could definitely achieve a higher position in the league. But before we get into what happened this season, I'm going to run you through our new first team 11. Now I've kept Mika, the goalkeeper we've had for the last 2 years. He's a good keeper. He's not old. He's in his late 20s. He's decent. But I wanted someone new and I found João Paulo. We've brought him in from a team in Brazil. And he's decent. He's only 19 years old, but he's got good reflexes. His handling isn't great, but we're going to work on that. But it's his potential ability. This year, I like doing this. I don't know if you do. I like doing this. When I get to a level like this sometimes, and I need a clear out, I'll do a full clear out and take the risk and bring in a whole new squad. And if you bring in a younger squad, it seems to work better. Now, you'll know this chap because he's our right back. He's our young potential right back. Now, I have brought one in on loan. An 18-year-old right back who's got loads of potential, but he's on loan. He's not our player. So I really want to put my money into this guy this year again, keep him playing. He's got decent potential. He's 21 now. He's got some games behind him. He's one of our own as well, which we need for Europe. Because don't forget, we're in the Europa League this season. Buzzing. When it comes to left back, I've only got this guy. We've brought him in. I'm in the process right now at this point in the season, of sorting out a loan deal for a backup left back. Well, this is our number 1 left back. We've got him from a team I've never really heard of, Froscione. You'll see him down there. Sorry, I can't pronounce it. You know what I'm like by now? I'm crap at pronouncing words. But Gianluca Belfiore, I like him. Good physicals, he's brave, he's fit, so he's going to have a long career, hopefully. His tackling's okay. And again, he's just a good young prospect. First centre-half I want to show you is Ethan Ampadu. Now, he's our best centre-half going into the season, statistically wise. But he is a loan signing. He's on loan from Chelsea. He's only 21. He's Welsh as well. Can't get in the Chelsea team, but look at that. Wasted talent. He's going to do awesome for us, hopefully, this season. Now, his partner is someone I'm buzzing about, and he's a typical player at a team like Paris Saint-Germain. It's where we got him from, who is sitting in there under 20s or whatever it is, under 23s, and he's never going to get in their team. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Do that. I do that a lot. Go to them bigger teams and look at the youth teams, and you'll find a little gem in there. He's not worth a lot. He's not going to cost you the earth. I mean, he cost a bit of money, but he didn't cost the earth. Do you know what I mean? And I think he's good. His tackling is 17. He's marking a position, needs work, but he's got good physicals. And he's only 19, and he's got great potential. Next up is a central midfielder, and it's Jonas Bergman. Not only do I love him, he looks so German. His blonde hair and black beard. I love a German. I am part German. I'm buzzing about him. We got him from Hertha Berlin. It cost a few quid, but again, we might have pushed the boat out a bit for him. He's only valued at 6 million, but he's got loads of potential, loads of current ability. His passing ain't great, but again, he works hard. He's got the structure to become a great midfielder, and I've got high hopes for him. Seriously, I think he's going to boss it. And not only did we get him, we raided Hertha, proper raided him. We got Armin Tomic from there as well. Again, another player with loads of potential ability. He's good at long shots. And again, hopefully he's going to become a good player, but he's maybe lacking a bit. And I'm taking a risk here, I know. We did well last year, but it was either get a young team I can afford with a couple of loans, with some okay and some gamble on a few players, or again, just build a team of loan signings from the rest of the Serie A. And I don't think you're ever going to grow. I want to leave a foundation here, if I stay here or not, that this team could grow with this young spine of a team now. Now, on the left-hand side, I've raided my old team, Livorno, for a young player called Romagnolo. So I knew him a little bit, but he's turned out to be decent, and I think he's going to get even better. He only cost us about 7 million or something. I mean, they're still in Serie B, so he jumped at the chance. 19 years old. He's got a bit of pace, he can cross the ball, and again, he's got the right ability to get better. That's the theme of this team. Even though they've all got great potential ability, you've got to think that's relevant to the club of our size. These players in big teams would get forgotten about, I think, but I think if they get a chance with us playing top league football, they could become good players. On the right hand side is a loan player, and a player we've loaned from Manchester City is called Emeka Agbo, and he's decent. Again, he's not going to get in the City team. He's English, but he's not going to get in the City team yet. He might do eventually. Great physicals, determined player, never gives up. I mean, determination is a kind of stat I like, because I believe it's one of them where you don't give up and you're determined to do well. And I think it applies to when you're playing a game. When it comes down to the last few minutes, that you need determined players to keep on trying to win. Now, I did say I'm going to show you my top 11, but I'm going to show you 3 strikers, because I've got 2 who are probably going to start. We've got this guy. Now, this guy, you'll remember from last year, he was on loan for Malaga. Now, we put a bid in. We broke the bank for him, really, before I found the other 2. Because I thought he was a player of the season last year. He scored 1 million goals for us last year. Oh, a lot of goals. He was a great player, right? And he's only young. And stat-wise, he's great. I like him. He can cover on the left-hand side as well, which he might play a bit this season. First up, it's 19-year-old Andrea Foglia. I like him. Not only can he cover on the wings, but he can play up front, and he's a good finisher. 17 for finishing. We got him from Caligari, is that how you say it? Cost us about 11 million. And a bit more added on future incentives. But I think he's brilliant. Next up is Samuel Benoit, who we got from Roma. No, I think Paris Saint-Germain. He was on loan at Roma last year, so he has got a bit of Italian experience. He only scored 3 goals for Roma. But what is he, 17? He's only 18 now. And him and Raphael, the guy from last year, they're probably going to be switching partnerships with Foggy. If we look at the money, you'll see we've got 20 million in debt, and we've got a transfer debt of 75 million. So that shows you, what a risk I've taken. But we still got a lot of money in the bank. So you're paying that 75 million off in dribs and drabs, and some of it you never pay off because they're never going to achieve some of the things you put into them clauses. Like a certain right winger, it's going to take him forever to score 50 goals, maybe. Do you know what I mean? So you can be clever. It's just from experience of playing it. So I know the club's going to be okay. And here are the finances. And you'll see we've got 54 million in the bank, but everything else is fine. We should be okay. because we're making money. Even though we're not the biggest club in the world, we're making money. Now, I've got a brilliant Italian subscriber who has been really informative and given me loads of tips and told me a few things. And I didn't know why. Obviously, Lazio talked about this, of our parent club. And we can't cancel it, and it's annoyed me. We've even come into the same division, and I mentioned we can't cancel it. That's because apparently they've got the same owner. He owns us both. And he treats us in real life, Salernitana, like his little bitch. If they've got a good player, he just takes him to Lazio, which is a bit bad. Doesn't seem like a fair thing. I don't think you could do that in England. You can't own the same team. So hopefully that changes. But for now, Lazio are our parent team. So one of my main goals is hopefully to do better than them. We go to the board page, you'll see, recently we have improved quite a bit. And also we're now, because of the money, finally improving our training facilities, which should be complete by the end of this year. And the training facilities, which should be complete around the same time as well. They're nearly over halfway complete. So that's great for the club. We can't improve the stadium, they won't do that. But at least the facilities and the youth facilities are getting better, because every youth take we've had has been appalling. So there's no good young players coming through, which is one of the bad things. Staff-wise, I've made no changes, apart from we've lost someone, so I might have to replace him. I've brought in Zlatan, remember, as a coach. I'm sure I showed you I brought in Zlatan. Well, I brought in Zlatan Ibrahimovic as a coach, because he's a pretty decent coach. So I was buzzing to have him on the team, all the experience and his ego. But he's left us, fair play. He's gone to Nuremberg to become their manager. So good luck to Zlatan. I'll just show you quickly. If we go on, look, got the best goalkeeping, I think. Yeah, easy. Best defence, best attack. Fitness with third. Mentality second. Technical the best. So when it comes to actually coaching, the rest of it, don't worry about. When it comes to the coaching bit, we've got a great team. But first off, let's look at what we want to do, or what the board want us to do. Serie A, top half. Hopefully we can do that. That's better than what we did last year, because I think we finished 12th. Europa Cup, or the Euro Cup, or the Europa League, whatever you want to call it. Just want to reach the second knockout round. And you'll see our group there. We've got Lokomotiv Moscow, Legia, and Olympiacos. We could do that. I know we've got a young team. We don't know what they're going to be capable of, but surely. Top two, surely. Italian Cup reached the quarter-final, even though it's our cup. But I'm happy with that as well. And then we've got the Italian Super Cup, which is different than England. In England, you play it first, don't you? The Community Shield, or whatever it's called. Charity Shield. Community Shield. Same thing, isn't it? This we play in February. It's like well into the season, so that'll be interesting. This point as well, we'd played 5 games and we'd won 3, drawn 2, lost none. Now we've got no one in the goal scoring charts or average rating charts. But that's not a bad start. Although Lazio were top of the league, so fair play. This is the start we've made, and it's not been bad. We drew our first game, 3-3. You know, it's a new young team. Then we played Sampdoria, good team, at their place, beat them 3-1. Then we drew with Inter 2-2. Yeah, okay. Atalanta, beat them 1-0 with Benoit scoring. And then we just battered Roma. Foggy scored, Novella scored, Romagnolo scored. We'll jump forward to the halfway point. Let's get stuck into it. It's the 5th of January, so the transfer window's open. And we start to plateau at this point. We're now 10th in the league. So my young side's starting to feel it a bit. 1-6, drawn 4, lost 5. You'll see the trouble right here, and I'll talk about it in a minute. But after that, I showed you the Roma game. We won again. Then we won again. And I'm thinking, this is amazing. And then, all of a sudden, the wheels just fell off. We got beat off Lazio, Udinese, Napoli, Saluzzo, can't say them. We got a good win against Fiorentina, beating them 2-0 at their own stadium. Then we drew with Juve, who can never beat us. Genoa, we got beat off. And then we drew with Milan. And at this point, the press was saying, you need to do something. It needs to change something. And I'll be honest with you, I've been thinking about this for a bit. And if you watch my Denton Villa series, I've mentioned that I've changed the tactic there, and that tactic came from this. And I also mentioned in my last Denton Villa episode how I tweaked it on my Journeyman. And that's what I did, I tweaked it. When it came to the Italian Cup, things weren't great. We were going to win it again this year, that's for sure. We beat Carpi 3-0 in the 3rd round qualifying. Then we got to the 4th round qualifying. And I took a risk. I played a team of players I hadn't been playing as much, because I thought we could do it without an issue still. And sometimes you take a risk on Football Manager and it doesn't always pay off. And it definitely didn't pay off here. But not being in the Italian Cup frees you up to concentrate on the league in Europe, because Europe's a special thing. Now, we're in Group J. We started off playing Moscow, 1-1 draw. Then at home, we absolutely annihilated them. Foggy scored 5 goals. I like Foggy a lot. Then we played Legia, beat them 3-1. Olympiacos, 6-1. Benoit scoring 4 goals. So 2 absolutely amazing games in the group stage. And then Olympiacos came to our place and beat us 1-0. It's a funny old game. We've still got 1 game to play, but I think we should be alright. I just want to show you Manuel Suarez. He's the guy I brought in as a backup. And he's good. I thought I was going to bring him in and he'd be playing because I think he's decent. He's on loan from Porto. Great physicals, good tackler. He's got good work rate. I like him. Great left back, great backup. Now, by this point, I'd also done a lot with the staff. I brought in an extra scout, a physio, another scout, a coach. I think he came in to replace Ibrahimovic and another physio. But I also upgraded the youth coaching, like the entire under-20s, because we've got an under-20s team. It's not the greatest, but it's there now. And they've got their own full coaching staff. And you'll also see, with the finances, everything's all right. Now, we've got this debt hanging over us. It's a bit like Manchester United. It's not an issue. And that's with paying off our debt. Was it 74 million or something? It was over 70 million. It's now 62 million. So it shows you we've paid that off and we've still got 50 in the bank. I think it's balancing out all right. Honestly, sometimes people are afraid to take a risk. Don't be afraid to take a risk. It's only a game. By the 2nd of March, we're sitting 3rd in the league. Napoli are top. The one team I'd like to do better than are doing better than us. But we're still doing all right. 46 points. It's close. We're only 3 points ahead of Inter Milan, but we're 3rd. We were 10th. So we started to climb. Now, from January onwards to now, we've done pretty well. We've lost 3 games. But we obviously won a lot. Picked up a lot of points. Drawn none. Started off with a decent win. We lost to these fellas, which was a massive shock, I'll be honest with you. But then we've won the next 6 games. Beating Sampdoria, Inter, Atlanta again. We did get beat off another team on TV at home, who we shouldn't have. This is youth though. This is the thing with youth. Sometimes they play without fear, sometimes they make mistakes. Then we beat Roma in a best game ever, 4-3. Foggy and Benoit teaming up, 2 goals each. Them 2 are brilliant. And the last game I just played at this stage, we got beat. Now in Europe at this point, we were still in it and still doing okay. The last game in the league, we won 4-1 away. Brilliant. Top in the group. Next up, we faced Anderlecht in the first knockout round. Battered them 5-2. I mean, look at them average ratings. Brilliant. And now we've got Seville in the second. This is as far as the board wanted us to go. So we've achieved what the board wanted. Let's look at the squad at this point. It's arranged by average rating. We've got a few players who are really standing out. Obviously, Foggy is brilliant. I really like this kid. I mean, he is good. He looks like he's got a bit better as well as the season's gone on. Scoring 25 goals. 25 goals in 31 games. Next up, you've got Agbo, who, again, is brilliant. It's just not our player, unfortunately. But this is the difference. Last year, when I showed you the squad, arranged by average rating, I think the majority of them, like the top 8, 9, 10 players were all blue. But this is the difference. They're all young, and they're ours, so that's great for the club. Now, obviously, we've brought in an entire new squad. We sold off some of the ones that were left. I think we've got 2 players, the right back, Novelli, and the backup goalkeeper, Mika. I think that's pretty much all that's left from the squad of last year. So, you know, you've got a lot of new players, but what's great is they're all young lads, and they're all becoming friends. So, the main social group is full of them, really. Buzzing with that. When it comes to the overview, the all-round overview, things are looking great. Match cohesion's great. Atmosphere's good, even though we've got some players down there moaning, and everyone's got me back, pretty much. I mean, Raphael's moaning, like I said. Novelli wants to go to a bigger team. Mr. Right back, who I've given all the chances to, is now stabbing me in the back. And a few of the other lads want new deals already. What else was another great thing for the club is we won a trophy. Another trophy by beating Juve. They just can't beat us. Best team in Italy, I don't think have ever beaten us. It was 2-2. I thought we had it in the bag, and then they scored an equaliser. Well, we were 2-0 up, then they scored the equaliser. I thought, this ain't fair, because we had way more chances. I think we were a better team. Ended up going to penalties, and luckily we won on penalties. Now, going into the end of the season, I think we had 12 games left here. I think 12 to go. We're sitting in 3rd. I mean, not only is the European spot a realistic target now, the Champions League spot could be an actual reality. It's the end of season. and I was buzzing. We managed to stay in the top 4. We finished in 4th place by a single point above Inter Milan. Napoli won the league, which is great to see because Inter won it a couple of years ago, but it's just good to break it up. You want the league being competitive. So it's great that we've had 3 different winners over the last 3 years. Juve finished in 6th. They're on the slide, man. Actually make it that easy for ourselves. We weren't completely perfect, but you know, it shows you it's a competitive league and we managed to achieve a top 4 place, which is a great achievement. I'm buzzing with that. Anyway, we started off with a draw against Lazio, so at least they didn't beat us. Then we lost. Then we beat Napoli, champions of Italy, 3-0. We drew. We beat Fiorentina. I love Fiorentina because of Gabriel Batistuta. Do you remember Gabriel Batistuta? Easily one of my favourite strikers of all time. Batistuta. I'd love to see him at Premier League. Then guess what? We beat Juve. Shock horror in their own freaking stadium. What's going on with Juventus? Then we drew 2 games. We drew Milan. Good game though. Beat Chievo. Lost. Won. Drew. So it's a bit all over the place. When it came to the Euro Cup, the Europa League, I think we did way better than I thought. We beat Seville, and then we got Milan, who I thought were beatable in the quarterfinals. I thought we could beat them. I know they finished above us in the league, but I thought we could beat them. We drew the first game and got beaten the second. So Milan knocked us out. If you were wondering who won the actual Europa League, it wasn't a Milan club. It just won Milan. It was Inter beating Chelsea. Fair play. 3-0 with 2 goals from Icardi in the final. Came to the Italian Cup. Atalanta won it. And if you remember, we beat Atalanta in last year's final. So they got to the final again. And this time, they were the bride, not the bridesmaid, beating Fiorentina 3-1. So fair play to them. Now, here we are with our squad, the final squad of the season. It's arranged by average rating. Foggy was outstanding. Brilliant. 32 goals. Romagnolo, brilliant, the guy we took from Livorno. Great player. Benoit, brilliant player. Agbo, again, if I stay, I'm going to try and side him. And then the rest of them, the first team 11, didn't let me down. I mean, a lot of them are over 7 average rating. A lot of the backup players did a job when needed. I think we succeeded all expectations this year. And if I stayed, it's going to be something great. Let's look at some of the league's stats. 2 of the main ones I like to look at. And the first one's attacking, and this is a theme you'll find out through most of my videos and series. Because of the way I play, I think. Rubbish at defending, good at attacking, and we led the league in goals, so I was super proud of that. But you'll see right down there, when it came to conceding, we were shocking, letting nearly 3 times as many goals as Milan, who finished 1 place above us. Now, like I said, this is a journeyman. So you come to this bit at the end of each season to see if anything tickles your fancy. And Bayern Munich were on here a minute ago. This is how weird Football Manager is. Carlo Ancelotti's left Milan, where he'd gone back to, and he's gone back to Bayern, leaving the Milan job open. And I'll be honest with you, that's the only thing on there that's worth leaving Salernitana for. I know it's a journeyman, but you can't go anywhere if you can't go anywhere. Well, there we go, guys. Thanks for watching episode 5. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed it enough to smash the like button. If you are new, hopefully you enjoyed it enough to not only subscribe, but go and check out all my other stuff, especially my other Let's Play with Denton Villa. Honestly, I super appreciate all the support I've had so far this series. It's blown my mind how many people have stuck with it. I didn't think anyone would like it, because it's a 1 a week season review, but you do, and I really do appreciate it. It's brilliant. Thank you very much, honestly. What a great season there. Top 4. We won a trophy. We did alright in Europe. Now we're in the big Europe. We've got a young team that knows each other. It's a year older. I've got money to spend. I could maybe make them a little bit more magical. Or do I go for the Milan job? I mean, another job might come up. You might come back for episode 6, and I might be manager of freaking Schalke or something, or Dortmund. You never know. You never know. I would like to hear what you think. So, like always, you've been brilliant. Thank you for watching. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to watch this. You've been great. I've been Bood. I'll see you next time.